Let's have a serious conversation about Etsy shipping label printers. We are going to do a comparative analysis of 5 printers. So we have Rollo, MUNBYN, DYMO, Brother QL, and BESTEASY. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to do a comparative analysis of 5 Etsy shipping label printers. We have Rollo, MUNBYN, DYMO, Brother QL, and BESTEASY. Let me start with Rollo. So when you think about Rollo, the Rollo label maker is basically a high-speed commercial-grade direct thermal printer. It's very important to understand that. So it is very compatible with any thermal direct label, including free UPS labels. So you just need to place a stack or roll of labels behind the Rollo label maker, and it produces ready-to-roll labels at a rate of 1 per second. This is very important. And the Rollo has built-in sensors that can automatically detect the type of label it is printing on. So this, if you really think about it, this saves times and money by allowing you to keep everything in the correct place without requiring a user to change its settings. So as the best, in our view, one of the best label makers, it works very well with USPS, UPS, and FedEx. And it's also heavy duty and portable, so you can take it with you if you must work somewhere else. Okay, so here are the pros and cons based on our view, based on our analysis. The pros: the Rollo printer is compact and durable. It needs little maintenance. It is easy to set up, and it supports both fan fold and roll labels. What about the cons? The label holder is not included, and labels may print at better resolution, like 300 dpi, at the cost of speed. Okay, so in terms of the design, the labels stay outside. So label printers can be designed to hold their label rolls either inside or outside their compartments. But the Rollo falls in the second category. Okay, so they really keep it outside. And in terms of a Rollo Ship Manager, you have easy printing plus shipping discounts. So the Rollo printer allows you to do a lot of things because it's very innovative. It allows you to ship really quick, especially if you're trying to scale your Etsy store. Okay, and in terms of, so when you print a label from Ship Manager, the data flows from the cloud to the PC. Everything is held in the cloud. Okay, or if you have a handheld device, the data will also flow to that handheld device. Okay, so if you want to actually see the Rollo in action, what we love is that you can have the Wi-Fi label capabilities. So you can test it with the Wi-Fi or without Wi-Fi. So this is really good. And so when you think about Rollo in general, especially when it comes to e-commerce and specifically for your Etsy store, we love the fact that you have capable printing and you can save a lot on your shipping. Okay, so you can do it either through a Wi-Fi or an Ethernet connection. So this is not a problem at all. Let's talk about the MUNBYN thermal label maker. One thing you need to understand is that this label maker is compatible with Windows and Mac operating systems. This is really great, and this is an ideal solution based on our analysis for warehouse, shipping, food nutrition, Amazon FBA, Etsy, UPS, and other labels. And the MUNBYN thermal label maker features an automatic label identification, which performs automatic caching and feeds labels to the printer. This is really important, and so it also allows you to generate customized labels directly from any application. And based on our analysis, we have seen that the MUNBYN address label maker can print 700 to 800 sheets per minute and automatically pauses for 5 minutes to prevent overheating. So this is really good because we're talking here about safety. We're speaking here about automatic safety, automatic maintenance. This is really good. And so here are the pros and cons of the MUNBYN in our view. The pros: it is really fast. It automatically detects the size of the label. It is very easy to set up, and it is compatible with most shipping platforms. We're speaking about Etsy, we're speaking about Shopify, we're speaking about Amazon, eBay, ShipStations, Shipping Easy, Stamps.com, FedEx. What about the con? In our view, it is not suitable for large labels. Really, if you are thinking about printing a large label, the MUNBYN thermal label maker is not the right tool for you. So if you test the MUNBYN in terms of speed, you have a good output quality, fantastic. Okay, you were thinking about it's very fast. And one thing we have seen here is that when you start to get into heavy work, heavy project, the printer tends to slow a little bit. At least when we tested it, we saw that it slowed a little bit. And see, the thing here you have to understand also is that what we've seen is that the DPI resolution also will tend to go down a little bit. Again, when we are speaking about having large projects, but other than that, you have, in our view, you have more than acceptable output quality for shipping labels with suitably dark black barcodes and well-formed text with the MUNBYN. Okay, so when you think about this printer, this is a solid basic label printer. Okay, so it doesn't offer anything to make it stand out from the crowd, but it's well worth considering. It is not as fast as the Rollo, for example, but it's a lot easier to set up. Similarly, it does not come with a label program, but you don't need one for printing labels from online shippers or shopping platforms. And you can print from Microsoft Word or database program if you need to. Okay, and if you need to print easily from any computer on your network, you will want to consider another printer, because that printer will connect via Ethernet or Ethernet rather, and offers comparable performance to the Rollo, okay, or the brother QL. So one thing we want to say here is that overall, this MUNBYN is a great printer to consider, especially for smaller projects. Let us talk about the DYMO. And we are speaking about the DYMO label writer label printer. Okay, and so this printer is the only label writer that can print a lot of labels fast, making it ideal for small businesses that sell products on Etsy or eBay. Okay, so in addition to stamp labels and 4x6 labels, DYMO claims 50 other label options that vary in size, color, and number of rolls per box. So unlike the other printers we have actually covered into this conversation, this DYMO lacks an automatic cutter. It doesn't have it. So this will be a problem with the white labels, but with the 4.6-inch white shipping labels, the roll tears with no issue. Okay, so here are the pros and cons. The pros: you have excellent print quality. It's very easy to use, and you have a simple setup. So we love that. What about the cons? They only have one detriment in our view. This printer, the DYMO, does not integrate with Word smoothly. So really, depending on your point of view, the DYMO label writer 4X, is either a minor variation of DYMO's other label, or this is just different from the other printers we have into this conversation. So this printer comes with the same software and prints at similar speeds. And the thing you have to understand here is that if you want to print wider labels, this is actually the printer for you. However, you might have to do some adjustments. Okay, so one potential issue that we found with DYMO's label writer design is that switching between rolls is harder than it could be. Instead of being able to simply take one roll out and drop the replacement in, you have to remove the first roll from the one spool the printer comes with and mount the replacement on the spool first. This could be really, really problematic, especially if you're busy running your Etsy shop already. You don't want to deal with those sort of mechanical shenanigans, okay? So this is what it is. And in terms of software and setup, basic setup is standard for a USB connected label printer. So this one is really capable, is really easier to use, and we love the DYMO label printer for that. And we also love the fact that it's, in terms of performance, it's really good. So for a million labels, you can actually you can have a decent speed. Okay, you can print like 3.1 seconds based on our test, 3.1 seconds in terms of individual many labels. Okay, and for a 50 label print job, it took about 60 seconds, 60 to 70 seconds. Okay, so the thing is that when you think about this DYMO printer in general, you can count it as a serious contender in your Etsy ship and label printer catalog, especially if you're trying to scale your Etsy store. Let us talk about the Brother QL, especially the Brother QL 800. So this is a high-speed professional label maker. Okay, so we are in a different category here. We're not in the DYMO category or the MUNBYN category. No, this Brother QL 800 is a fast professional label maker. It supports mobile printing via the iPrint and Label app, which is a free app that assists you in designing labels from your iPhone device. Okay, this is a plug and play printer, so no extra software for your device is required. The Brother QL 800 can print labels from Microsoft Word, Excel, Outlook, and other software. It can print the labels you have created on your PC or Mac as well. Changing the roles of the printer is also very simple. Here are the pros and cons. The pros: you have a simple installation, good quality of labels. It prints up to 93 to 95 labels per minute. Okay, we're talking about standard address labels. It has a fast output, good print quality. Okay, excellent label design, print software, and mobile apps. It prints two color, black, red labels, good selection of label types, good value for the price. What about the cons? You have an inconvenient Mac setup. Okay, per label media cost is somewhat high. You have the ability to print in red, limited to one label type. Okay, this is really important. And so when you think about the Brother QL, this is no frills label making. Okay, this is really important. So in other words, you are basically having high quality here. You are running fast, and this can actually help you scale your Etsy shop, and also buttress, solidify your branding, especially with the customers. And so you have a simple installation, but a not so simple software. So to install the QL 800, you simply plug it in and connect to your PC via the included USB 2.0 cable. At this point, you can launch the Editor Lite program, which resides in the printer's firmware, onto your PC by pressing the Editor Lite button on the front of the device. So this is kind of cool. And but the thing here is that some clients have talked about the software behind the Brother QL itself. It's not so simple, but we love the fact that you have fast, good looking labels with the Brother QL. Okay, the running costs are also decent. Okay, so no matter which of the 800 series models you choose, you will pay the same on a per label basis for the labels themselves. Okay, so as mentioned, as I said before, the Brother offers around 25 different label types. So this is really, you can choose a label for every purchase, depending on your store's capabilities and depending on your resources. Let's now talk about BESTEASY, the BESTEASY shipping label maker. So BESTEASY shipping label maker is very simple to use, and it comes with a video guide to help you through installation and setup. So this thermal printer is one of the fastest ones available and lets you create labels from 1.57 inch to 4.1 inch wide. Okay, this is really important. And so the printer quality is superb in our view, and you can use the device to print barcodes, ID labels, shipping labels, and keep your files and products organized at the warehouse, office, or other places of storage. Okay, as the printer is compatible with Windows and Mac systems, you may use it with different devices, and it also supports major platforms like Etsy, Amazon, and eBay. So what are the pros and cons here? The pros: it is very easy to use. We have seen the print quality is good, more than average, but not excellent. Okay, and the fact that this printer supports major shipping platforms, as I've said before, Etsy, Amazon, eBay. when we actually tested the printer, we haven't seen any detriment to the printer itself, but this is really good. So this printer comes with a USB flash drive and 100 pieces 4x6 folding labels to get you an easy start. It contains a detailed driver installation video tutorial, printer installation video tutorial, and driver software plus setup guide plus user manual. One thing we have seen is that the tutorials are very simple, very easy to follow. They were really well done. In other words, they explain everything to you, so you don't have, so there's no confusion whatsoever when you are trying to set up or run this BESTEASY printer. So you have a high-speed printing and stable max print speed, 102 4-inch, used by the Japanese Kyocera printer head. So no paper jam and stuck. Okay, no ink, TTR ribbon requirements. One thing we have seen about this BESTEASY printer is that it constantly adjusts to the kind of job that you want it to do. For example, you have high-speed label maker prints, labels from labels from 1.57 to 4.1 inch wide with no restriction, especially no restriction on the height of the label. This is really good. And so this printer also guarantees print quality, and so this is kind of cool. So we're speaking here about barcodes. We're speaking about shipping labels. We're speaking about warehouse labels. We're speaking about ID labels. We're talking about bulk mailing labels and more. Okay, so we have you have a constellation of jobs here. So this is a thermal label printer. They work with all Windows and Mac systems. Type-C adapter is included, but you need to actually you need that Type-C adapter to connect to a Mac computer. Okay, so this is what it is. And so this thermal label printer is capable of printing the mainstream labels used in most shipping and distribution platforms like USPS, Shopify, Etsy, UPS, eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, FedEx, ShipStation, ShippingEasy, Shippo, Odoro, etc. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. We are also having a conversation about the best Etsy shipping label printer. And so how do you choose the best Etsy shipping label printer? It's very important to understand that. Now, you got to think about compatibility, because a label maker has many variables that you should consider before taking your pick, right? Think about compatibility, because the printer should be compatible with the device you are using, and it should easily connect to your device. It's really important. Next, the label maker should support the platform you are using. So specifically here, we're speaking about Etsy. So you got to make sure that they basically support that platform. Otherwise, you're going to have an issue here. Okay. Some printers come with this functionality, but it is best to pick what works for you. You got to think about connection. So the connection depends on whether you like to keep things on the go or have a fixed setup to print labels, right? So for example, let's say if you move around in your warehouse to check your labels, you should consider a Wi-Fi label maker. For a cost-effective solution, you should look for a printer with a USB connection. You got to think about speed. Printing speed matters if you get many orders that you must process quickly. So if you own a small business and you have a decent workload, then you can select a printer with average speed, but you should consider holiday seasons where the number of orders might be more than usual. So a printer that prints, let's say, 60 to 70 labels per minute is a good choice for most businesses, especially online Etsy stores. Think about the label size. If you are just looking to print 4x6 shipping labels and barcodes, then you may pick a one-size printer. But if you want to print barcode labels for other business activities and you want to label your files, then choose a printer that offers multiple sizes and templates while checking the functionalities related to switching sizes. Also think about print color. So most shipping labels are all black and white. Okay, that's the strips they have. But if you want to print more than the labels, such as custom tags, banners, logo stickers, you should check out a color label maker. This way, you won't have to purchase two separate devices. Also, think about the printer software. Okay, so this is one last thing you need to check out, because you gotta think about the software that the printer provides. Make sure that it is user-friendly and it has all the basic plus advanced features you need to print shipping labels efficiently. So here is our decision time. Rollo versus MUNBYN versus DYMO versus Brother QL versus BESTEASY. Which one is the best Etsy shipping label printer? Talk to me about that. Now, which one? Now, it depends on what you want. It depends on the size of your Etsy store. It depends on what kind of capabilities you want. It depends on what kind of capabilities and resources you have. You got to think about the quality, the print quality that you're thinking about. What kind of products are you selling? It's very important because the kind of product you are selling will dictate the kind of shipping label you should have. For example, if you are selling a luxury product, if you're selling a high-priced product, the label must be different. Think about your niche. What kind of labels does your niche want to see? Your customers. What about the geography that you cover? Are you selling domestically in the States, or are you also selling to an international audience? This is important. Okay, so the thing is that the best printer that is the printer that is best for printing postage labels, it depends. In our view, it depends on what you want. Are you looking for a commercial grade thermal high-speed printer? Are you looking for just a basic printer? Or what about the size of the labels that you are going to put on on your packages? This is important. And the thing is that you have to think about whether it is cheaper to print your own labels or to buy them. Because if you own a business or an Etsy store and you need to print large quantities of address labels or shipping labels, printing them yourself is almost always less expensive. If you don't have a printer, you don't want to buy one, or only need a few labels printed, it is better to go to a print shop or borrow a friend's printer. Okay, so the thing is that if you want to make a decision about the printer that is good for you, the most important things are your budget and the print quality that you want. Those are the two things. Once you actually pass those two, you can think about the print speed. What kind of speed you want the printer to have, because this is going to be a consequence of the size of your store and the activity, the busyness, how busy the store is. Normally, one thing for sure, during the holidays, you definitely want to have a printer that is really fast, especially if orders starts picking up around October. You really want to be in a situation where you are ready. So after actually comparing and contrasting Rollo, MUNBYN, DYMO, Brother QL, and BESTEASY, especially when it comes to Etsy shipping label printers, our pick is Rollo. We think Rollo is the best. It is the best commercial grade direct thermal high-speed printer for printing postage labels. Okay, so we have rated Rollo 9.1 over 10, DYMO 9.5 over 10, Brother QL 9 over 10, MUNBYN 8.8 over 10, and BESTEASY 8.5 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.